So hello everyone. As you've probably noticed, hi Mitz, I have started doing these junk journal signatures with collage, and it's turning into an art journal, and I'm just playing around with these little bits of junk mail to make a junk journal out of an art journal out of the junk journal. And I have been describing my process and why I do certain things, and I've been trying to encourage others that want to start and are afraid to start. I mean, that's half the battle, just starting, because it is scary, and I understand that. So I've been babbling. I have been babbling and fiddling. Babbling and fiddling. So I think I'm just going to continue to babble and fiddle. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, and I've got some stuff out. I did have some stuff out. I found some images that I thought would be kind of interesting in here, so I'm going to put them out here. And I want to add some paint and some stuff. I don't have any plans, and that is basically what I do. Is I don't start a page from start to finish. I kind of meander around and do a little bit of something here and a little bit of something else there, and add a little bit of color, and then add an image, and then add some collage, and as you can see, nothing is really done. I need to do something with this girl. I don't like this little white area right here, and maybe I can work on this a little bit. But every time I put something to block that area, and I found this, and I'm like, that's not too bad. It looks funny on her face. I'm not real thrilled with the way her face looks when I put something there. That's not as bad as the other one. So art journaling to me is more of a visual thing, and I don't do a lot of writing. I would like to start, and I have some plans to get myself to start. I haven't started yet. So I'm going to get rid of that white. Let me do some color dusting first. That is my red one. I want the pink one. Do I have a pink one? Yes, that's my pink one. I don't see much difference. That's more orange. This must be my pink one. All right. Sorry, guys. It's dark here today. It's raining like crazy, and the light is just not there. So I want to just add just a little bit of color just to get rid of that really stark whiteness. I'm not real thrilled with all that white. And this dusting just gives it a very light dusting of color. I don't want anything too dark. I just want it to blend in, and I probably should be putting something underneath so that all the pages underneath don't get pink too. Oops. Just like that. So that's all I'm doing, is taking away that stark whiteness. I still need to do something with her. And I'm just going to color dust around other areas just to blend stuff in a little bit, because I'm not done messing around with her. I do keep my images separate for collections and collage. My collections are definitely very, very separate. When I am collecting images for my scavenger hunt books, I'm looking for specific things. I'm looking for, and I have them in my mind. I mean, I've got lists of them everywhere, but I kind of keep them in my mind so that when I come across something, I will remember and collect it. Cats. Cats was a hard category. Oh, I did my little scavenger hunt book. Cats was one of the categories, and I could hardly find any cats. I got very discouraged. So I'm still not really liking that on there. I like it better without. I might just do some doodling or I don't even know what. I'm kind of at a not sure what to do with that, but I do like it better now that the white is not so blaring. So I am not really sure what to do at all. I think that over there needs to be a darker pink, so I'm going to use a makeup sponge and make it just a little darker. It's going to make it darker than the little color duster will do, just to tone that down a tad. And I like that quite a bit more. And now all I'm seeing is this face, which is fine, but it's still, it's much better than it was. And I might just leave it. It looks like I need something down here, but not sure exactly what yet. I'm not sure that I like that, but I'm not sure I dislike it a lot either. So I am just going to leave that little piece there, and I'm going to go to another page. Now there was a page that I was working on, this one. I found these images last time and haven't done anything and not really sure what I want to do. Yeah, I'm getting hot, guys. Let me just take off my sweatshirt real fast. Let me take off my sweatshirt before I die of heat exhaustion, just all of a sudden. All right, that's better. All right, so let's get those out of the way. I like this little picture over here, but this is really, really plain to me. So I am going to do a little bit of stenciling. If I can find a stencil to work on here. I've got so much stuff around that I wanted to show, and I don't want everything going to the floor. I've got some stencils out here that I was using. That one might work. I want a little geometric pattern, and I kind of like that one, so I'm going to use that one since it's out here. And I am going to use this teal peacock feathers. I like that. I think that's going to go well with the other colors here. So I'm going to move all this other stuff and find me an underpaper so I don't get my stuff all over the place. So I don't have to worry about what's underneath. And I'm just going to stencil a pattern and get rid of some of that white. I don't like the white of this envelope. This is an envelope that I put on the edge of this piece of paper. I glued this flap, what do you call this? The flap of the envelope, so that I could flip it out. So it's all white. I put this piece of paper on top of it, but all the outsides is white. The outsides are white. So I am not real thrilled with all that whiteness. So I am going to stencil a pattern and kind of blend it all in with this color. And I'm just fiddling. I really don't have a plan, and that's basically my plan, is not to think too much about it, not to expect something, and I've done that a lot in my travels. I get my brain a-working and I do all my art journaling in my head, and I know exactly how cool that's going to be when it gets done, and I start actually doing it in real life, and it never turns out how it is in my head, and I'm always disappointed. I don't want to be disappointed anymore. So something that has helped me a lot is I don't art journal in my head anymore. I don't have a plan ahead of time. I'm not expecting it to be anything that's in my head. So I'm very surprised when it ends up to be something else. I'm not disappointed that it's not exactly how it was in my head. It helps a lot. And I'm going to stencil on this side too, just to match them up and even them up just a little bit so they look like they belong together. I think I like this idea, since it's a whole spread here. But I have found that getting out of my head and pre-planning things and expecting it to look a certain way, it was not any fun. It was very disappointing. It was very frustrating. And once I stopped getting the expectations out of my head, it really, really helped a lot. A lot in helping me like my pages afterwards. Yeah, I like this stencil too, but it's very fragile, and I'm too rough with it. It's starting to come apart on the edges. I'm starting, as I clean it, sometimes it's breaking off. Of course, I've got the focus set, but it's breaking. I don't know if you can see it. It's breaking. The little pieces are breaking off of it, so I have to be really gentle with it. But yeah, I like that one too. I like that one too. All right, so that makes me feel a little bit better. I like that, and I like the act of stenciling. It's relaxing to me. I like making patterns on stuff and adding colors. I do enjoy them. Let's see what this stuff looks like now. I want to put that there. I like this window-ish type thing. I don't like that little red bit right there, but I like the window-ish thing right there. And I like this here. I do like it. This looks like, I like this one better, but this looks like a picture put on a stencil. I like it together, but I'm not liking, I might have to do something else with that, not sure what. But I do like the colors, and I do like how small this little scene is right here. It is a 3 women on a stage. It looks like an outdoor stage of some sort. And I like the big face right next to it. So I am going to glue those on there, and actually I'm going to cut that red off, because that red is really kind of bothering me. I didn't get all the red off, but I got enough so that it doesn't distract me too much now. All right, and let me get some glue, and I'm going to glue those on. That's a brand new one. I've got one to use up. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So let me just glue these two images down. I don't know which side I want up, sorry. I guess it's that way now. I should have done it the other way. The straight edge should have been down the other way. Sorry, I have to rethink that while the glue is still wet. I want the straight edge with this straight edge, because that looks better with the torn edge on the other side. Yes, I think it's upside down that way, but it looks better to me, so I am happier with it that way. Oh well, it's upside down, and I am using my little piece of t-shirt to make sure that there's no air bubbles underneath, that the glue is connecting those two pieces of paper together very well, and as they dry, it'll be almost impossible to get that off. I can try. Is it better that way? How's that? Is that too dark? Is that too dark? Probably is, huh? But there's no glare. Let me glue this one on while you guys decide. It is better? All right. I'm having light issues. Who doesn't have light issues, right? I'm gonna put this right here. And I think this picture here needs something to blend it together to make it look like it's part of the background. I think I am going to do a little bit more stenciling, and I'm going to try to match up that stencil just enough so that if I stencil a little bit over, it kind of looks like it's part of it. I don't want to stencil over those ladies on the stage, but just around the edges to blend it in just a little bit. It didn't work. It did not work at all. It was worth a try though. Yeah, you can't see it at all. I might put some stenciling down here. See if that works. Not really. All right, giving up on that. All right, that idea did not work. Darn. I do like this, but not really. Not really. That's kind of neat over here, but I'm not sure. I need maybe some washi tape, maybe some other little pieces of paper. This is a junk journal signature. All it is a signature that I'm working in. I have found that I like working in signatures more than I do like working in a book, because it's flatter and I'm not fighting the book on all that good stuff. So I'm not sure what else I want to do to that page. Not sure how to fix it at this point, but I do like how it is starting to come together a little bit. I'm going to have to find some other little pieces of paper maybe and start putting some other little bits. And I don't know where those little strips of color paper are. I will have to find them. I know I've got some tiny little strips of some teal paper. Not sure exactly where those are. I don't know where anything is. I am lost in this place. So I will come back to that later. So yeah, this is just a junk journal that I have been messing around with just to show some little basic little bits of art journaling. The face is so dark it reflects. Okay, well, let's do something on this one. So we got the shine gone. I had just put some book text on this piece of junk mail, an invitation from AT&T. Last time I just put some, I was just talking away and I just collaged a bunch of text just to get something to block out some of the other distracting things on here. And I think what I'm going to do is add some acrylic paints with a credit card or a baby wipe. Either one will work. I don't want to make too much of a mess, and I want the paint to be pretty thin so it will dry on its own. And I've got these little bits of paints that I got on sale that I just need to use up before they dry up. I got them like, you know, for a couple bucks. I got these and the watercolors, and the watercolors are, they're really chalky and really horrible. So let me just put some yeah, and it's really hard to get out of these little bottles. It wasn't the best purchase ever, but at least it was really, really cheap. You're always puzzled by how big to make a junk journal. Okay, I guess I've got everything out of this one that's coming out. Nothing is coming out. I'm trying to squeeze it like a toothpaste tube, but nothing is coming out. That one must be used up. How big to make a junk journal? I actually have, oh, here they are. I made 2 other signatures. The rule of thumb for a junk journal is collect what you want to put into your junk journal. This one I've got some calendar pages, some menus, some brochures, some maps, magazine pages, envelopes, that kind of thing. It's upside down, of course. Some instructions to shelf building, that kind of thing. Now I gathered all of those items together, and that's kind of how big my junk journal signature ended up to be. And I think I kind of went for the size of this calendar. It seems like that's, well, maybe it's a little taller. Sometimes the map I think was a lot larger, so I cut that down to be a reasonable size. But that's how I decide how big to make a junk journal when you're starting out. Just gather the stuff together, and it kind of dictates how big it's going to be. If you have a fairly large-ish size, sometimes it's easier to work in. What's the question? You keep needing to do things the right way, and that is impossible. Yes, there are so many different ways to go about doing stuff, and there is no right way. There's just different ways. There's ways that work for different people. Different people do different things. Talk about the size. You guys have seen my 3-tiered flip book, so I wanted to do another one of those, and these little booklets are that size to go into a 3-tiered book. Of course, these are just the signatures, and I will be sewing these signatures into a book when I'm done with them. I sewed the signatures together using a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. Of course, you can't see it, and my autofocus is locked so that it wouldn't go in and out. I sewed each signature together so that as I work on it, the pages are going to continue to be together, and they will look like they belong together in some kind of way. When I get all those done, it's just easier for me, I have found, to work on the little flat, and I'm not fighting the covers and the rest of the pages, and I'm not fighting the whole book. It's easier to work on just the signature, and then I will take, when the signatures are all done, I will take these signatures and sew all of them into a book, a cover. This big junk journal, these are just the signatures. These are just the signatures. These are just the papers that I'm working on. I'm just working on them. It's easier to glue things on a flatter surface. It's easier to add paint and to stencil and to stamp when you've got just a few pages that you're working with. When I get all my signatures done, I think I've got 3 signatures. I've got this book cover, and that's what dictated how big my signatures were going to be. I've got this book cover that I did a long time ago. I'm going to sew those signatures into that book when they get done, and then I will have that all done. Okay, so did I sew in the pages of the junk mail to the cover of the signature, then tip in? No, I just put together, let me get which one it doesn't have a lot of stuff in it. I think this is the one that's pretty blank. Let me put this aside for a sec. And put these guys aside for a sec. So this is a junk mail signature. Let's see here. Let's find the middle. Let's find the middle. The middle is this, okay? So I had these pieces of paper, and there's a few. These pieces of paper, I decided they were about the right size. Here's an envelope. This is a magazine page that I glued another envelope onto. You can see the flap of that envelope is glued right here. Another piece of paper. Here is a pamphlet from Kentucky. Here's a piece of junk mail to order announcements. I got that, it's a cardstock kind of thing. So I sewed that in. A piece of map. There's another magazine page. Here's a piece of deli paper. It's just a really thin, I don't know if I'm only going to do anything with that because it's so thin, but I like the way it crinkles. I like the sound of it. So here's another pamphlet and another piece of magazine. So get back to the center. That's all it is a bunch of pieces of paper. I stacked them together, folded them in half, and then stacked them together. and then I put, using really thin thread, really thin, it's just regular thread. I just did a 3-hole pamphlet stitch through that with a really thin thread, just enough to keep those pages together as I'm working on them, so that when I'm working on this page, these two look like they belong together. I have been doing pages by themselves and then trying to put them together, and then it ends up, in fact, I can show you why I started doing this. Over here, this is what I call my underpapers, okay? These are papers that I used to, and I haven't used these in quite a long time. These are papers that I used to put underneath my whatever I was working on. Orla, I do have a video on making covers. Dental floss does work well, and I've used dental floss for a lot of stuff, except I keep running out. I go to sew something and it runs out. There is a video on just making covers. There might even be 2 with how I make covers. So it is up there, Orla. So I used to use a piece of paper to put underneath whatever I was doing, so that I could paint to the edge of whatever and not get paint all over my surface. Or I use these to put wasted paint on that, you know, I'm trying to use stuff up, or to clean off stencils, or to clean off stamps. I just keep these, I now do them in signatures just because of this. But it's the same thing. It's my underpaper. I use this. I put, you know, my tag or whatever on top of it. I can paint to the edge, and paint is being it's being saved in here. I like the looks of my underpapers, so I've been keeping them. So this is what I had been doing before. I would just use a piece of paper forever and ever and ever until it had so much stuff on it that I stopped using it. And in fact, this is ready to be put into signatures. But the thing of it was, when I started putting things together into signatures, here's some of them, the sides wouldn't match. I didn't like the way that page went with that page. And these are bad examples because I've been working in them, but the sides wouldn't match. Like, they wouldn't, there was, you know, purple over here and orange over here, and they didn't look like they belonged together, and I didn't like the way that looked. So I started putting my signatures together first, so that as I worked on stuff, it would look like a full page. It would look like they belong together. I'm tired of having my things look like they were put together accidentally, and I have been working on these a little bit. So what I had done, and I put these, I can't mix these up because they're all exactly how I want them, so that they look kind of like they belong together. But I was having a hard time. They don't look like they belong together. See, here's one. It's yellow and orange with this purple, pinkish kind of thing. They don't look like they are the same page. And it's because I worked on them separately. So if I sew them into a signature and work on them, then they look like they belong together. Same thing for the art journaling. You know, I like to work on single pages. It's flat. I can drip ink and it's not going all over the rest of the book. I like working in the signatures to contain all that mess. So that's why I like to work in signatures. And I'm finding that it works very, very, very well. In fact, and I don't even have the book in here, I started doing the Art Experiments book, and I started it out with signatures. And it looked all right. I enjoyed working on the signatures, but once I actually sewed all those signatures into the book, it's too big and I can't. What did I do with the here it is. So what did I do with that one that I was working on? The book is too big for me to work in now, and I'm fighting the book and the rest of the pages and everything else, and I don't enjoy working in the book anymore. I was trying to do that this weekend, and if you're not having fun doing something, then you're not going to want to do it. It's not going to turn out nice because it's going to look like you forced yourself to do something. It's just, yeah. It's not nice. It's not fun. And it looks like it wasn't fun. Oops, that's way too much red. I'm going to have to put some red on something else. And that's the whole thing. You want to be able to have fun. So here's where I need my underpaper. See if I can find a red one. I want a red page to put this red paint on. I'll just use a blank one. So if I have a piece of paper underneath here, I can go to the edge and not worry about getting paint everywhere. And that's what I use these underpapers for, is that entirely. And I used up all that paint pretty quickly. So I am going to put it on this side so I can do the same thing without getting paint all over the other pages and my desk and everything else. This paint is going to be used up in no time this way. So, does that explain anything? I don't even remember what the question was now. I've been blabbering now. Been blabbering too much. Too much blather. Okay. So I'm just going to add some color to this. Let's not take this too far. And I'm getting paint on the back side of that because I'm moving it around. I should actually have two of these out so I don't move it around too much. All right, I've got two out. I can just leave them be. All right, so I've got red. Let's put some of this purple down. And I'm doing this really, really thin so it'll dry pretty quickly. That wasn't enough paint. The paper doll. No, I'm not going to cover the paper doll. Oh, Helen. No. You know what I might want to do with him? I'm thinking I might get the color pencils out and color him. And now I kind of like that. I found him. I found her. I found it in something kind of like this pink purple-ish. It's a pinky purple and this red together. So let me see if I can just use it all up. Oh, that was a lot. Let's see if that works. I'm not going to cover up the paper doll. I need it to get kind of thin though, so it will dry. Kind of like that. You got kicked out again. Aw, sorry. Gingela, how do we say your name? I don't think I have seen you in chat before, have I? Welcome if you're new. I'm getting red on the back side of this. Oh well. Welcome, welcome if you're new. And I'm kind of hoping that this is done, because it really is hard to get this paint out. Oh well, I'll get it out later. If there's any more to be had in there. It is this? Who's that? Shelley? Really? It's a Keith Haring drawing? I don't know if I know that person. I just don't know. But I might just color him in using a pencil. Trying to get it so that my hand doesn't go into this wet paint. Just kind of give him some color. I don't know if I've ever seen this drawing before. You recognize it, huh? I don't know where I got it either. I got it out of a book. I think I should make the baby a different color. He was a very famous pop artist in the 80s. I don't think I've ever heard of him. I don't know if I've ever seen this either, so, well, thank you, Keith. You are now part of this junk journal. He's going to be purple. I don't know what color he normally is, but sorry, got real quiet there. Trying to stay in the lines. Trying to stay in the lines. I don't know if I'm gonna add a lot of color to him, but I kind of like him that he's a purple guy. I kind of want the baby. I've got this red pencil. Let's make the baby red. Reddish, light red. It's nice that these outlines are very thick. There. There. Okay, Helen. Radiant Baby. Famous graffiti artist. Well, Who knew? Well, I didn't know, obviously. It's kind of a cool image, I suppose. So, so are we dry yet? I'm going to take my... It's not dry there. Do I have a baby wipe? Did I get a baby wipe out yet? I don't think I did. I don't think I did. I think I thought about it, but I didn't. And I've got wet paint over here. I'm just going to wipe away a little bit. Is that wet? No, that's pretty dry by now. Not quite dry, but it's dry enough, I suppose. Let me get these guys out of the way so I can see what I'm doing here. I think I want, this is what art journaling is all about, just to fiddle and to see what happens. I might have some images. Ooh. Uh-oh, my music guy's back. Kind of like that. Kind of like that a lot. Let me know if he would love it that he's included in a junk journal, really? If a graffiti artist is included in a junk journal, that would be, he probably might like that, huh? That's very interesting. Very interesting. Hi, Shelley. Did I say hi to you, Shelley? I don't think I did. I didn't see you come in. I'm thinking that I might want to do a little bit of stenciling, put some pattern on this. Just a little bit of pattern, but I'm not sure if that might make it too busy. So I am just going to glue that in. I think it might make it too busy. I'll just leave it as text in the background. But I do like her there. So she's going to be there with Keith's baby. With Keith's baby. And we'll do something on top, I guess. Let's see here. What did I do with my cloth? I'm gonna rub and rub and rub all of that in. Make sure it's well glued down. No bubbles underneath. I find that when I get it rubbed down very, very well, those pictures don't come back up, even when I want them to. So I kind of like that. It's pretty dry. You can hear it. It stopped now. Could you hear, yeah, it's pretty loud. It is on the other end of the building. But it's pretty loud. He did stop it now. I don't know if he's changing the music. He stops for like 10-15 minutes and then it is gone now. Well, yeah, can you hear it as, you know, can you identify what song it is? Oh dear, I got red paint in here. I did. Not that I'm worried about it, I just don't want my pages sticking together. Just don't want the pages to stick. I got that paint everywhere. I think that was it though. Get that dried up so it doesn't stick. Okay. And I think if it's just like you can hear music but you can't identify it, I think we're okay, guys. I think we're okay. The worst I can do, or the best I can do, is put it up if they take it down because there's music in the background. That's what's going to happen. I can listen for it. I don't know what time this is, but I can listen for it before I put it up to see how recognizable it is. It might take me a little while to get this on YouTube today with all the music in the background. I am really just not motivated to do a whole lot of anything. Sorry, guys. Can't hear anything. There's nothing going on now. I wonder if you can hear me talking. I doubt it, but I need to do something with this. I just don't know what to do. I kind of want to put this aside because it's still kind of wet. So let me put this one aside and get one of those other signatures out and mess around with it. I had another one that I was working in. Where did the other one go? Man, I just set something down and now it's gone. I had all three together because it's in the book. Here it is. Here it is. I've got some stuff in this one. I was working on a page, and I think it was this one. Yes. I worked on this page a couple streams ago. It might have been, was it last week's stream? Gosh, the time is going by so quickly. I had collaged down a bunch of papers. And there's a little bit hanging out here. Collaged down a bunch of papers, and I put some gesso on top of that. And now I'm going to do some other stuff. I found some pictures, some black and white. I don't know why I went with black and white, but I like these pictures together, and I think I'm going to use them. And I don't want to really think about it too much, but I do want to do a little bit of stenciling. I'm in a stencil mood, obviously. I'm going to use that one. And I don't want a whole lot of color. I kind of want it to keep it black and white-ish. So I'm going to use this mushroom. I'm going to find out, do I have a piece of scrap paper? I want to see what color this mushroom really is. What color does mushroom give me? Here's a piece of paper. Let's just see. Let's just see what happens here. Oh, mushroom is kind of brown. I want gray. That's not what I want. No, that's not what I want. All right, so that is not it. I need a slate. I need a gray. Do I have gray? I should have gray. Ginger. Oregano. Huh. I don't think I've got gray. How can I not have gray? Interesting. How can I not have any gray? What else can I do? Do I want to use maybe this one? This one is not black anymore. It's kind of gray. Hello, Linda. Laura, are you getting ready to come on? So that's gray. It's not black anymore. It's kind of, I guess it's drying up. But that is a good black and white kind of color. So I am just going to do a little stenciling for a little pattern underneath. I don't want it real dark, but I just want a little something. And I just want to stencil. That's really what I want. I just want to stencil because it's relaxing. And I need a little relaxing today. I love this stencil too. VA Pearl sent this one to me and I use it a lot. I really like it. I really like this one a lot. Thank you, Vicki. I use this one tons and tons and tons. And I am just doing half circles today. Unheard of half circles. You know how I love my full circles. And I just want to layer some stuff up. And this is working. Something very, very light. When I come across a stencil that I like, I get it. I like the geometric ones, and I don't find them very often. So I do splurge when I do find them. I've got quite a few. I haven't been looking lately. Let me put a little bit over here. Like that. And maybe a couple little bits right there. Vicki was looking for the circle stamp. The circle stamp, the famous circle stamp that is so used now that, oh, here's the Hero Art circle stamp that obviously they no longer make and really should bring back. Hero Arts, if you're out there, bring back the circle stamp, because we all love it and want more of the circle stamp. Everybody that sees that circle stamp wants one of those circle stamps. Hero Arts, I'm just saying, you really need to bring the circle stamp back. She was looking for the circle stamp and could not find anything like it anywhere, and so I think she was looking at stencils, and I can't remember what this stencil was, but I think it might be Bullseye, I think was the name of it. She found this stencil instead of the stamp because she couldn't find the stamp. She wanted those circles. This is the closest thing that she could find. Yeah, I can't remember who it was. So I like that. I might need just a little more in this corner, just a little something, very light something. Yeah, I like that. It looks so much darker on screen than it does in person. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? All right, so does it say on there? It doesn't say on here who it is. Nope, it doesn't. So then I'm going to be putting these pictures on here like that. I like that. Talking too much. Need a drink there. All right, so I like that too. I really like that. I almost feel like the background should have a little bit more to it, but if it does have a little bit more, it's going to distract from my pictures, and I just like how simple it is. I'm just going to glue stuff down because I like it. I like it a lot. I've got to be real careful with this umbrella because I did kind of fussy cut it out, and the little bits might get torn off, but I want them well glued, well glued on. So I'm going slow to make sure I've got glue on everything. I've got glue everywhere. Okay, so I want that on the edge because it came out of a catalog and it wasn't the whole image, so it kind of got chopped off a little, so I want it on the edge so it doesn't look like it got chopped off. Where's my cloth? Get those air bubbles out. Make sure all the little bits are on there very, very, very well. There, I do. I like it. I like it. And I like her with her umbrella and the trees. I like the whole thing. I should fussy cut it out, but I don't think I would like it after I did that. So, okay, so why does that page have glue on it? It's supposed to be a new page. Oh dear. Oh dear. So I'm just going to glue that in. I like it. I'm not too worried about it. I'm not really worried about the outcome of this junk journal. This is mostly just to play in and to not worry about. Just something to do without having to really think too much about it. And if it turns out, it turns out. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But this, for me, is all about the process. Just playing around with stuff and stenciling and putting paint down and just messing about. And I really don't care. And that's really hard for me to say. It's really hard for me, and it's hard for other people to say too. Hi, Tremus. So glad that you are going to be working while I babble away. Sorry, I did not put on links. I'm doing that now. Mildred, you were censored. Can you put that link in one more time? And then people will be able to see it. Who was the stencil? I think it was called Bullseye. So I'm liking the way that looks. I don't know what else I really want to do with it right now, but it's very relaxing. Very, very relaxing to look at. It's been relaxing to do too, but to look at, it has been very relaxing. You know what I might do? It seems like it needs something, and I'm just going to use a pen, and I'm going to doodle some circles. I don't know why. It just feels like it needs some kind of a border, I guess. So I'm kind of echoing those bullseye circles that I stenciled on there. We'll do some circles around the border of this page. Just to do something. Thank you, Mildred. So, yeah, I'm just fiddling. And I'm not going really in slow motion here today. Can we see that? I'm just making some circles around the outside because it feels like it needs something to contain it. It looks like it's being black and white. It kind of looks like it's falling off the page a little bit to me. So putting the circles down is kind of making a border, kind of keeping things there. And I'm just using just a normal Bic pen because Paula Phillips says they write over everything, and I've not had any problems. So that's what art journaling is for me, just playing and putting stuff together. And I do need to get my prompt cards all set up so that I don't have to think about what to do next. I can leave it up to chance and just draw a card and it will tell me what to do. I'm liking the circles. And the rain outside is very relaxing too. I like the circles. I like the circles. I just... Is that better? Is there a glare on it this way, on this page? There we go. Yeah, I'm having some issues with light. It's so dark outside today. This is why I can't stream at night, because it gets so dark, and the things that I use, they tend to shine a lot. But this is a matte kind of page, so. Is that better? Can we see it now? I'm just going to leave that as it is now. I may come back to it another time and do some more stuff to it. I'm not sure. Oh, they kind of do look like rain droplets. Kind of do. Yes, they do. So I've only got another 15 minutes or so. I am just going to, I like the way that turned out with the background there, with the text. And this is a page that I really don't like the looks of. I'm going to cover that all up So I am going to grab some more text and just, I have some text with some spirograph doodles on it. I am just going to cover that up a little bit. Oh, here's another page with some spirograph bits to it. So I'm just going to cover it up. Cover it all up. And I keep going to that one, and it's brand new. Are we still okay with the shine and the glare and the darkness and the lightness and the... Sorry, having a time today, aren't I? Just having a time. All the days can't be great, I suppose. So that's all I am going to do, is I am just going to cover that whole thing up with some random bits of text, just so I don't have to deal with it. Don't have to deal with the background being too bright and glary and all that stuff. And then I will have something to work with next time. What are you going to do on your stream today, Laura? And I think I'm going to put a piece of plain paper on the end. How did your giveaway go? Sorry, I wasn't there. I was feeling not so well last week. I think that's the week that I just went and took a nap. I like that. All right. And I think I need just another little bit of plain. Uh-oh, this is the end of my stick again. And plain right there to cover that page up. And I might put some over here because that's very distracting. Very, very distracting. Hi, beloved ghost. Plenty of glue. And it's starting to stick to me. It's starting to stick to me. God, I hate it when that starts happening. She's going to draw something herself. What are you going to do? I can't see. It's not in caps. I can't read it. Get that down. Let me see. What are you going to do? Finish a Bennett Klein and maybe Book of Beats. Cindy Lou won the drawing. Lucky Cindy Lou. Yeah, I am at the bottom of this glue stick. Time to start digging out some glue. There. So I like that. Like that a lot. It tones down that page a little bit and I can put something on top of that. Have some images out here. I probably should have put images down That tree is cool. I like the blues. I like him too. Maybe I should put some more spirograph play on here and make the llama live on this page. Maybe. Should the llama live on this page? Beasts. Oh, beasts. Sorry, beats. I read beats. I was reading too fast. Yes, that sounds better. Beasts. Hoarding craft should be known as backup supplies. Whatever works. If that works for ya. Gotta love the backups. Kind of like these guys too. Ooh, fireworks on the spirograph page might be kind of cool. Purple. We put purple on that. I kind of like the dove peeking out on that page too. Something needs to go together though. Ooh, a lighthouse and a dove. Those seem like they belong together. Yes, they do. Kind of like that. I kind of like that a lot. I'm thinking I might need a little bit of color underneath this dove, but I kind of like the way he looks. So I should do some color dusting of some light blue. Do I have a light blue duster? I'm running out of time, huh? Running out of time. I have 10 minutes. 10 minutes of playtime. 10 minutes. What can I do in 10 minutes? It certainly has taken me forever to do a whole lot of anything today, hasn't it? I might actually want to do some crazy lady circles. I need another piece of something underneath that so I don't get blue everywhere. Laura streams right after I do. That's correct, Laura? You're still streaming behind me? It seems like everybody keeps changing their stream when they come behind me. I don't understand why, but it seems like they do. Cass, and then Cass comes on after that. Thank you everybody for being here. A lot of people here today. Sorry, I'm just like I'm kind of in slow motion. My brain is in slow motion today. Not really working real well. Not doing a whole lot. I do like that though. A little bit of color. A little bit, a little bit, a little bit. Trying to get color on those edges. make it a little bit better. And I think that I will do some circles if I can find my circle thingy. Where's my circle thingy? There it is. There it is. One of the many circle thingies. I like my circles. Then I stop talking as soon as I get the circle thingy out, huh? I get very distracted with circles. I like the circles. Uh-oh, these pens just keep coming apart. I don't understand. They don't like the crazy lady circles. Can't convince them they like the crazy lady circles. At least they go right back together again. You need to print off spring images for a journal page? Spring images. What kind of spring images are you looking for? Oh, I like that. I do. I don't know why. I just like the bird on there. He's like waving hello. Hello! Just waving hello. The lighthouse kind of goes. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So I am going to glue that on because I just like the way he looks with the circles. I do. I like that. So, and before I lose him someplace else, let me go ahead and glue him on. So he has to live there for the rest of his life. Just like that. Just like that. I like it. I like it a lot. You want to use your own photos from the garden. That sounds cool. That would work. Okay, I lost the lighthouse now. We had a lighthouse, but we don't have a lighthouse anymore. Maybe that would work better. I need to find more birds to put on there. I'm not going to start looking for stuff now because my time is almost up. I only have 4 minutes left. So, Laura, if you want to put your link in there so people can find you. I actually should color dust this other side just so they match a little bit. Just a little bit before I figure out what else I'm going to do on the other side. There's my color duster. I'm just going to color around the outside because I have a feeling I'm going to put something right there in the middle. I'm not going to waste my time a color dusting. When I know I'm just going to cover it all up. I mean, I don't like dusting that much. If I really enjoyed dusting, I wouldn't care. I would just dust the whole page. But I feel like I need something right there. Right there. Like that. I don't know why. I just was compelled to put something right there. There you go, everyone. There is Laura's link. She'll be starting really soon. Bye, beloved. And I might have to put some crazy lady circles up there too, huh? Just so that they match. But maybe not. Maybe not right away. Oh, I'm not sure. Thanks, Laura. Thanks, Laura. All right, I'm not sure if I like that one or the lighthouse, wherever the lighthouse went off to. It has disappeared. The lighthouse has disappeared. It has disappeared. It has left the table. Who knows where it went? Because I don't. I just don't know where it went. Have no idea. And I don't know if I like that or not, so I am not gluing that in. I am going to rubber band my sponge to this. Bye, Helen. Thank you, everyone, for bearing with me and not getting a whole lot done today. Sorry, we just all have days that it just doesn't, nothing seems to happen very quickly. Bye, Kimberly. So thank you, everyone, for being here in the chat. Thank you for watching. If you're just watching the recording on YouTube, I do stream every Tuesday. Lately, it's been every Tuesday on Ustream. It's been more relaxing to stream on Ustream, so that's what I do, and then I put the recording up on YouTube. So thank you, everyone. Okay. Thanks for watching, YouTubers.